You know, the best thing about movies like Birds of Prey is when they fail. The screeching that follows is probably my favorite part. Now, personally, I would have rather this movie had been good and brought in money, but that's not what happened. Why would I have rather it been good? Well, first off, it's an R-rated comic book movie. Those movies doing good is good for the industry because it means they'll make more of them. Now, unfortunately, this movie didn't do very good, and because of that, now studios will think, well, maybe it might be because it was an R-rated movie, which is a stupid approach. What they really need to do is sit and look and say, hey, maybe it's the way we marketed the movie, the messaging that we put in the movie, stuff like that. Everyone did video on the sizzle reel. I covered that like last week, where the director explained her pitch for the movie. Like, how this movie going to be perceived to the world? Well, she went into a studio of a board of directors or whoever approves movies and showed a sizzle reel of clips to the Bachelor, Trump stuff, Fox News anchors, and it was all played to a Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend rendition. That was the pitch to the movie. And she said, well, it's going to make ladies want to smash the patriarchy. Okay, cool. Now, you're doing this with a comic book movie. When dudes don't show up, but, you know, spoilers, they did show up to this film. 50-something% of the audience was male. So you can't say men didn't show up to this film, but nonetheless, they are going to blame men. That's the point of this article. Now, if you remember Little Women, remember the whole Little Women thing, which was absolutely hilarious? They blamed dudes for not coming to see that. This is a movie made for women, but guys need to go see it. It's very strange. It's like, you're not, like, there's nothing wrong with making films for women. I have no problem with that. The problem I have is when you blame men not going to see it as its reason for failing. It's like they were never the intended audience. But, you know, whatever's needed, we just need another reason to call dude istophobes, you know. That's all it is. So anyway, what Birds of Prey's box office numbers really tell us, and it's not that women-led movies can't succeed. So the first part of this is just talking about the movie and what critics have said. All I need to say about the critics part here is this is another Hollywood type here, this stylist editor who wrote this article, who says, critics loved the movie. Why didn't people want to go see it? The critics, they loved the movie, which I find funny. It's another person with their head in the sand, you know, not understanding that, you know, people don't give a damn about what critics have to say about anything anymore. They've officially been recognized as shams. Here's where the article gets good, so we'll start here. How has Birds of Prey performed at the box office? So, talks about, you know, how the film did. So the film's domestic takings of $33.25 million means it now holds the record for the weakest opening of a Worlds of DC release. Thanks to its soft release overseas, it has so far only grossed an estimated $48 million from 78 international markets, lifting the total weekend gross to about $81 million. And predictably, some misogynists are leaping on this fact as proof the world doesn't want to see any empowered female superheroes. Now, that's not true. Wonder Woman did quite well. The difference between Wonder Woman and Birds of Prey, though, is Wonder Woman didn't market the movie as like a female empowerment movie. They just marketed it as a movie. It's a world of difference, but it made up the difference in the box offices between this film and that film. Nobody wants to go see a lecture. They want to go see entertainment. So this is funny. So some misogynists are leaping on this as proof. Now, we already got name calling. And we go down here, there's a bunch of quotes. And this is what I found really funny. There's a bunch of quotes here, like this one. When you spend more time on trying to be woke and less time on substance, this is what happens, reads one such tweet about Birds of Prey. From the moment I saw the preview, I knew they were going to do some girl power BS and that I wasn't going to see it. Never will, just make what works. And then they got another one here. Hollywood's woke culture is infecting popular franchises and characters, and then they get outraged for failing. Says another. It's like going to McDonald's, ordering a burger, and getting a vegan donut. You don't pay the McDonald's employee for altering your order, so why would I pay you? I'm a fan of the DC movies, but the wokeness killed this one. Screech is another. I like how they put screeches, and this lady screeches for a whole article. You know what I'm saying? We don't need girl power. We don't need representation. We need sisterhood. Well, we don't need sisterhood in lectures. We need good characters and a good story, but that's not what they were marketing here. Get woke, go broke. Now, what is the author's rebuttal to these quotes, which I think are pretty valid? The movie marketed on woke power and failed, and now she's screeching about it. What is her response to any of this? Ugh. Ugh. That's her entire response. That's her entire rebuttal to this whole little, where she goes and quotes all these tweets, and instead of giving a response to why this movie should have been a success, she just says, ugh. That's it. That's it. She spent a lot of time collecting these and putting stupid words in there like seethes and screeches, trying to make it sound like these people are angry when she's the real angry one. And then she just says, ugh. Gotcha. All right. Strong rebuttal. Very powerful statement she made there. So here we go. This is the best part. Misogyny at the movies. In 2016, we saw male hissy fits take place all over the internet when Paul Feige's woman-led Ghostbusters hit cinemas. A year earlier, George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road saw anti-feminists call for a boycott, calling the film a feminist agenda. I don't really remember too many people mad about Mad Max Fury Road. That's actually a pretty good movie, in my opinion, but Ghostbusters 2016, not a good film. Kind of wrong to put both of those films in the same sentence, in my opinion. But I didn't write the article. Paul Feig ran around saying men are trash for like half a year, and then you're upset when no one wanted to see his terrible agenda-driven Ghostbusters film? No. Mad Max Fury Road, as far as I know, made a lot of money. They had completely different marketing tactics and messaging. So get that out of there. And then she goes on to say, we need men to stop thinking of themselves as the standard from which all else deviates. No, nobody thinks that. People just don't want to go see a film where they're called trash. I mean, I think that just about everybody shares that sentiment. No one wants to go see a film where they're called trash. So in 2017, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who was met with outrage on social media, and it's also now been met with low-ass ratings. The female-only screenings of Wonder Woman were deemed sexist, illegal, tacky, and bigoted. They kind of are. It's segregation. Why can't that movie just be for everybody? But those are privately done. When you do a female screening, unless you're DC and you go to Japan and you double down on woke marketing and take the movie over there and say we have female-only screenings, probably not the best move. Why would you double down on marketing that hasn't worked? And then you take it over to Japan where that kind of marketing absolutely will never work, and you decide to do it over there, pretty much dooming the film. Captain Marvel became the subject of several negative user reviews in 2019 on Rotten Tomato, which, by the way, they changed the entire landscape of the website for. They changed the entire landscape of like rating films because of Brie Larson in Captain Marvel, which I found kind of funny. However, that movie still achieved big numbers at the box office, so much so that Whittaker, Larson, and Gal Gadot's heroes have been granted a second outing. Wonder Woman was going to get a second outing no matter what. Why? So she's thanking Brie Larson for a Wonder Woman sequel. Wonder Woman was going to get a sequel no matter what because it almost made $1 billion.
How dare you?
Is this going to be the new tactic now? That every film has to thank Brie Larson's Captain Marvel for their success? Wonder Woman came out before Captain Marvel, and talks of a sequel were being put out there before Captain Marvel. But hey, yeah, that's it. Captain Marvel definitely saved Wonder Woman. Get the F out of here. So anyway, the problem isn't solely true of superhero movies either. Earlier this year, it was reported that male members of the Academy had failed to attend screenings of Greta Gerwig's Little Women before Oscar voting closed. Maybe that's because they had already seen a movie called Little Women like 4 or 5 years beforehand. I don't know. That might have had something to do with it. But hey, you know. And Olivia Wilde's Booksmart, despite brilliant reviews, earned just $8.6 million over its opening weekend in the U.S. We need your support. Don't give studios an excuse to not greenlight movies made about women. Wilde tweeted at the time. Never even heard of Booksmart. So maybe you should blame your marketing and advertising budgets for not getting that film out there. What can we do about it? Here we go. We need to support female-led movies where it matters most, at the cinema. I agree. Because let's face it, money generally does talk. I absolutely 100% agree with you there. To quote Charlie's Angels director Elizabeth Banks, people have to buy tickets to this movie. This movie has to make money because if this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. She's 100% right, of course. It is a female-centric movie. If a female-centric movie fails to succeed, then everyone who didn't bother to go see it because it wasn't for him has his decision a little more justified. Worse than that, though, the next time someone decides whether or not to greenlight a woman's picture, he will be less likely to do so. As Harley Quinn herself puts it, yeesh, you make one little mistake and they never let you forget. How about, let's try this. Let's try this idea. Charlie's Angels thrown in here, and so is a little bit of Harley Quinn. Maybe. Because there's just one small thing that all of these movies that you're mentioning have in common. They all relied on woke marketing. They all said, yep, this movie's not for you. This movie's not for you. It's not for you to go see it. Okay, we don't want your money. We don't like you. But now you want them to show up. It's like, which do you want? You want me to show up or do you not want me to show up? Okay? And when you do things that totally turn off the market you're now wanting to go see your movie, why are you shocked and outraged? Okay, at first you were so confident that this movie would do well without men that you decided to crap on them. And then when you decided, hey, maybe we need everybody possible to come see these movies, you're having a change of heart. Maybe what you should do is stop doing the type of marketing that Birds of Prey did and crapping all over people. I don't understand it. Why do you not see this? Why is this such a crazy concept that maybe you shouldn't shit on dudes if you want them to come see your movies? I don't know. I know it's a crazy idea, but why don't we just sit there and think about that for a second? Anyway, we need to break the cycle, sure, but the responsibility to push for positive change in Hollywood shouldn't rest solely on the shoulders of womankind. The chokehold that misogynists have on the film industry needs to be pulled off one finger at a time, and we can't do it alone. So now you need dudes. Well, maybe you should stop shaming them, lecturing them, telling them they're trash, and so on and so on. There's literally like every other day, men are trash, trends on Twitter. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should not do that and say, hey, this movie's for you. And not market it as lectures. I mean, you had Ewan McGregor running around talking about men's time was up and all this crazy stuff during the marketing. That turns people off to the movie. I don't understand why this is such a crazy concept. I don't quite get that. I really don't. Anyway, with this in mind, we'd like to echo the words of stylist Lucy Mangan and implore male allies everywhere to open their minds and go see Little Women, Birds of Prey, and Wonder Woman 2. I don't think Wonder Woman 2 will have this problem at all. I think Wonder Woman 2 will probably make $1 billion. The trailers are really good for that film. Man, they're really good. I love that. I love the Wonder Woman 84 trailers. I love that music they set it to. It has such a good nostalgia vibe to it. It looks really good. And plus, get this. I know this is crazy. I know this is a new concept. But they're not running around saying men are garbage. Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? I never got that vibe off Wonder Woman 2 that I'm a piece of crap. Never hit my mind watching that trailer or any of the marketing. Gal Gadot running around saying this movie's for everybody. Man. Isn't that insane? I can't believe they would market the movie like that. Oh my God. Wild concept. Wild concept. Something tells me that movie's probably going to make a lot of money. Probably because they want everybody to go see it. Anyway, because without the support of their cinema tickets, we're destined to see yet another Oscars without any female nominees in the Best Director category. How about you make a movie worth being in the Best Director category? Little Women was a lazy remake of a remake of a remake of a remake of a remake. To break the cycle once and for all, we need more, she says. We need men to stop thinking of themselves as the standard which all else deviates, and we need men to stop being the standard. Okay, I'm done with this article. At the very end, she begs you to go book tickets to go see this movie. Please go see Harley Quinn Birds of Prey. Please go see it. Please don't let it be another failure. It's already a failure. Next time, don't tell men they're trash. Maybe they'll go see your movie. Maybe they will. Don't say, time's up for dudes. I'm Ewan McGregor. Your time's up. Sit down. Get your slaps in the face, boys. You're trash. Probably not the best way to market this film. Wonder Woman 2, I've already seen the rhetoric starting. They're already going to act like people are outraged before this film even comes out. And what they're going to do is they're going to take articles like this and put it all over as sources and say that no one's going to go see that film. And it's almost like they want to set it up for failure. I think Wonder Woman 2 is going to be a big hit. I bet you to make, well, as long as it's good, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. I do think it will be good, though. And I think it'll make a lot of money. And it'll prove this narrative wrong once again that men don't want to see female superheroes. But the problem is the media treats that movie like a redheaded stepchild and acts like, it doesn't matter because of Gal Gadot and stuff like that. They don't like Gal Gadot, which I find funny. But, we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. How dare you not go see these movies? How dare you? Anyway, leave me your comments, what you think about this. Throw a like up if you would. Share the video. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.